Hello!
Oh, hey, what's up? Probably caught us kind of off guard there.
Yeah, we're having extra fun today because Jordan brought this beautiful piece
Yeah.
of equipment. How long have you had this, Jordan?
Oh, man. Probably 5 years, maybe 6 years.
Is it originally 5 years old?
No.
It looks a little more vintage than 5 years.
I don't actually know.
Ooh, hello, there we are.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a Roland VK7. It's like a digital kind of mock-up of a B3 organ. So I brought it in because today's Reggae Day. It's International Reggae Day, Lisa.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Did you make that up?
I did.
I love it when you make things up.
I make a lot of things up.
You know what, though? I actually am super stoked about this because it feels like, I mean, sorry, Roland. Original Roland.
Original Roland. This is the new Roland.
This is the old new Roland?
The old new.
I don't really know. VK is taking over, but I'm thrilled because this is like a completely different vibe for today.
Yeah.
This is way out of my comfort zone. I've never played an organ before.
Really?
Really. So, you know, like, I don't know about you guys, but, like, I guess I shouldn't say that. I button matched on an organ a few times.
You button matched?
Button mashed?
You button mashed.
Because you guys, do you have, like, a grandma or a grandpa that had the organ?
I do have a grandma and grandpa.
Did they have the organ?
They did, actually.
Right? In the basement?
Yeah.
And you just tried to make it sound pretty, but it never did?
Yeah, it's a tough instrument to master, so we're going to kind of look at it in the context of a genre here, but I'll also just show you all some of the features of an organ. Now, naturally, you know, I don't necessarily expect you guys to have like an organ like this or like a proper Hammond organ or something like that's, you know, you're very lucky if you have one of those.
Can we get one?
Yeah, I would love to get one of those. Well, I have one, an old one in a garage somewhere.
You have one
It's
in the
heavy.
garage somewhere.
It's heavy and it's in disrepair, but someday it's going to be in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
Mark them.
Mark Jordan's words.
Okay, so if you have a keyboard, you probably have an organ sound which is, or you probably have a couple to choose from. Usually it's like jazz organ 1, jazz organ 2, then it's like a pipe organ or something. I'm not going to worry so much about the pipe organs because that's like Phantom of the Opera.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
I did. I love that. So that's for another lesson. Someday we're going to do Phantom of the Opera. But this is, you're going to be doing more like reggae style organ, obviously.
Oh, I just went to Phantomland. I just wanted to.
Just now.
Just now, I just like felt it.
You were at the,
Here.
yeah. We'll get there.
Ooh, do that again. Blinded by the light. I heard another song there. Okay, stop. I gotta stop. I'm gonna stay
Lisa's
focused
hearing
now.
music where music isn't happening.
Does that happen to
Friday.
you? Doesn't that happen to you?
It happens to me too.
Blinded by the light. Do 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 do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
You heard that based off an A minor chord. She got all
Hard to
that.
be me. Okay, I'm gonna zip it.
Okay, so we're going to look at, actually I have a backing track and I'm going to show you just some tips for using the backing track to kind of play reggae style organ. And it's an A minor blues.
Reggae
track.
blues?
Reggae blues. So, you know, even though, you know, we're working in a new genre that we haven't explored before, the chords are very similar to what we've been exploring before. So our chords here for this little jam here are going to be A minor. And then we have a D minor, so our 4 chord. And I'll show you a bit more about how this rhythm works in a little bit.
That's like, really, I feel like I could even do this.
Yeah, it's easy.
Like this is way easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's a rhythm thing. It's like taking those, you know, familiar chords. We've all been playing these chords before, but now we're working with a different rhythm. So and then we have our 5 chord E minor.
Kind of slid down there.
Yeah, just a little chromatic slide down for fun. That to our 4 chord. Okay, so that is the general pattern that we're going to be using. One thing that's really cool about the reggae beat, rhythmically, is your rhythms sort of, like your chords land on the off beats. They land on the ands. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So I have a little backing track.
Okay, now I'm hearing this in my ears.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's probably the best spot to be hearing them.
Then there's, can I get my headphones down just a teensy bit?
Okay, so let's try out this backing track, and I'll kind of walk you all through it.
Okay, I'm loving this.
Feeling it?
Oh yeah.
So this backing track is available to download for members if you want to give it a rip. And the way to kind of get yourself used to the rhythm of it is just to play the right hand, just like how I'm doing.
E minor.
A minor to E minor to D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm always on the ands there.
Always on the ands. That's so cool.
So it's almost like a little teeter-totter thing. Just play your root notes on, oops, my 4 chord. Play your root notes on your 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, now to my E minor.
2. And then A.
And back to A.
That is sweet. So is this kind of like a pentatonic thing happening there again?
Yeah, so again.
What? The return of the pentatonic?
The pentatonic never left.
It never left.
It never leaves.
Oh man.
We always have the pentatonic.
Mind-blowing.
It's like the, I wouldn't even say you'd put it in your back pocket. You would put it in.
Your hand? And
Just like
keep it
in your hand. I was thinking, you know the
a fanny pack?
not a fanny, but a fanny pack for babies. You know those like big baby.
Snuggly?
Is that what you call them?
Well, a baby
Like
holder?
a baby holder.
A baby sling.
A baby sling.
That's the thing they're
So
called.
don't even bother with the back pocket with the pentatonic scale. Put it in the baby sling because you want to be taking care of it all times.
Can you just show this pentatonic real quick for those that are new to the pentatonic scale?
Absolutely, because the pentatonic is how you can solo on this. So remember what we're in the key of A minor.
Okay.
So here are the notes that we're going to use for the A minor pentatonic. A, C, D, E, G, and A. So these notes here. So between A and A, the only notes that we're not going to use are B and F.
So B and F are not your best friends.
Cool. That's pretty impressive. I did not expect that. That's no, you can take a victory lap. That's pretty good.
I am on the inside. That was so smart.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh my gosh.
You got it.
Okay, nope.
No BF. Now, remember how you're gonna be riding that one for a while. So remember how we also have the blue note. So we have that flat 5 in between your 4 and your 5 notes. So in between my D and my E, I have that E flat as well.
I like to call it the sassy note.
It's the sass note.
It's the note with the tude.
It is a sass note. So, and that's where, like, you remember how I did that one movement where I was going from my 5 chord? And then I kind of slid down?
That was the sassy note.
I was kind of using that sass note. I was... And that's a tool that you can use to kind of get a little more, like, a little slinkier or something, I guess, if I had to call it something. Yeah. So that's the pentatonic scale.
Wow.
So
amazing.
let's play that little exercise again.
Okay.
Let's boot up the old backing track, and we're going to try it again. And then we're going to show, we're going to start off really simple, but just playing the chords on the ands of each beat. Do, ba, ba, ba. And then we're going to get into playing them as kind of like little 8th notes. So we're going to do ba, 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 but that's later. Still got apple in my teeth.
That apple.
Okay, here it comes. So I'm on my D minor chord. Back to my A minor chord. To my E minor chord. My D minor chord. So now try adding those root notes in there.
With the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're kind of ping-ponging back and forth.
I like ping pong actually.
Yeah, it's fun.
Not very athletic, but I like ping pong.
Ping pong's a sport. Now we gotta go to our E, D. So now I'm gonna show that 8th note thing.
Okay. Ah, it starts to move.
Yeah. So I'm still basing it off the ands. So this is the kind of thing that I just learned mostly from just trying it out, right? And kind of finding my own voice in it.
Oh my gosh.
You know, a track like this that's as open as possible, you can kind of mess around with little melodies in that pentatonic scale. To my flat chord.
That was the blue one?
Yeah, this sashing up here. Now back to that rhythm. Okay.
This is so cool. Jordan, if you would have asked me yesterday if I felt that I could play reggae vibes, I would have told you no.
I would have said, certainly you can.
I believe you now.
Yeah. Do you want to try it?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
You definitely try it. Does anyone have any questions about
yes, you
this?
are allowed to ask questions.
Because this is something that I really recommend you try out this stuff to the track, right? Because again, reggae rhythms are such a feel-based thing. You can play this to just a metronome and kind of think about it as far as like, oh, we're doing the off beats and the ands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for me, I just find that to be a little mathematical. When I actually think about it more, I think I saw a comment on there calling it the bubble.
The
Did
bubble.
someone call it the bubble?
The Dutchie breakdown. Yes. Yes. You know that one, right?
No.
Yes, you do.
I don't know.
100% you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
I thought they were referring to you and your Dutch ancestry.
I am a Dutch.
You are Dutch.
This is the song, Jordan. You know it. You know this song.
Yeah, we could. Okay. Right, so you can still hear that rhythm, right?
I can totally feel it. You know this song.
Yeah, I know it now.
Okay,
Yeah, I know.
Whoever suggested that
What
is
does
my
pass
hero.
the Dutchie mean?
Well, I think it has to do with. I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure that out later. Anyways, the bubble. So I think about the bubble being this kind of like rhythmic thing. I don't really know what I'm trying to get at why they call it the bubble. What are you doing?
Passing the Dutchie.
Oh, okay. Passing the Dutchie.
Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
Sorry, the bubble.
The bubble.
Back to the bubble.
Lisa, let's get you playing this.
I'm so distracted because
get you
I'm
playing
just
this.
having so much fun. I'd love to hear progression A, E minor 7, D, and F. Your room was impromptu. That is very far from reggae vibes, but
A, E minor 7, D, and
maybe
F.
we can make your room a.
Well, we can
can
play
make
anything
him
with those.
reggae.
To E minor 7. To D.
Yes.
So you can take any chord, any chord progression, and kind of play it in this rhythmic style.
It works. So basically, what you're saying is that anything can be reggae?
Well, I mean, I guess so. I'm sure people will be like, no, it's not true. But anything can be played with this rhythm. You can develop these rhythm instincts at any point.
Wise.
I don't know about that. But I do stand by this whole rhythm aspect being the way to learn this kind of stuff is to jam along to a track. Like you can do the metronome, but the metronome's kind of like I said,
like
sterile.
this is about 50 times more exciting.
I know. Okay.
So you'll tell me the chords, right?
I'll tell you the chords.
Okay.
I can even what I'm going to say is you just do the right hand.
Okay, you're gonna be the left hand.
I can do. I'll put the left hand in eventually. Okay, ready?
Okay.
It's going.
It's
going. And after that, we're
it's
gonna
not
look a
going.
little bit.
The play button is not highlighted.
It's going.
What's the next
D
one?
minor. Back to A minor.
And that's actually really easy using those inversions.
Hold on A. To D.
I'm playing reggae.
Now to E minor.
A.
Sorry. Now to E minor. To D.
Minor. This is easy and fun. What? What is
Okay,
this?
that little turnaround.
Ah!
Now back to start. Sorry, I'm turning around.
You tricked me.
Yeah. So it's also really good ear training
To
with
know
these
when
tracks.
it's moving.
Yeah, because just if you listen to the bass, right, you can hear it going doo 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 doo, and then you can hear it go A E.
I was just gonna hit once till I found the right one.
Yeah, you were getting there. Back to A.
So how does a pentatonic fit in here?
Well, you can try it. Just mess around with it. So remember,
no BFs.
no B or F.
Where's the sassy note here?
Yeah. E flat's the sass note. To E.
Why is the sound changing?
I'm holding the notes, I guess. Oh, I messed with some of these. Okay, so
That's super fun. And I feel like the more time spent, the more kind of relaxed I'd feel around this. Now, the pentatonic scale, is that gonna move with the chord number changes?
no, actually it doesn't. That's what makes it so great, is you don't have to worry about changing your scale. You can change your scale if you want to, add some additional, color elements or something to the jam, but the beautiful thing about how the pentatonic scale works in a blues progression with the 1, 4, and 5 chords is all those notes that land in that pentatonic scale, they all work flawlessly under each chord. So it's this scale that keeps on giving back. What?
There's some great commentary going on here. We want a bubble, we a bubble, and we want trouble, so pass the Gucci. Yes! Thank you for that. Oh, the
Yeah.
Police, they do some reggae stuff.
Please do some reggae
What's a
stuff. It's
reggae
so
police song?
complicated, police songs, though.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
this
if
is
you're asking me to learn a
remixes.
police song on the
Yeah,
fly,
right now.
I
Go,
refuse.
go,
No,
go.
well, it won't happen.
How would you define reggae? What is it? What makes it differ and stand out?
That's a really great question. I don't know. Like, I guess if you think about the history of it, I think of
Music
reggae as.
history.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting my.
It's like kind of this, I don't know, it's this offshoot of soul.
Soul. I was gonna say offshoot of kind of like this
Yeah.
soul Motown, but again, like listen to this track right now. Listen to how the guitar's going. If that guitar wasn't there, doing that, it would sound
Right.
like the kind of
You-
vibe that you think of when you think of reggae.
You go way
wouldn't
more
be-
bluesy.
Yeah, it's not. So it's kind of about that rhythmic
It's
movement
rhythm.
as well.
I would
Also, how the
agree.
drums are going. The thing with an organ and your role as an organ player when you're doing reggae is a lot of times you are doing that kind of bubble thing, and you're kind of, like aping along with the guitar or the drums or whatever, and you're kind of adding some more of that rhythmic backbone. But then there's other times where if you listen to this track and you hear all the kind of rhythmic elements going on, you can just allow yourself to be kind of like color notes.
Yep.
And that's where these go in here, these things here. Now, if you have just a regular keyboard, you might not have drawbars because these are usually specific to organ-style keyboards.
Okay.
But because the organ doesn't have dynamics, it's hard to do.
You're amazing. I'm sorry.
The organ doesn't have dynamics on its own. This is what gives you dynamics. So it amplifies different frequency ranges in the tone itself. So, for instance, if I pull all these out, now we got like a crazy sound, right? Do you want to know a funny fact? I'm going to take that as a yes. You know the term pulling out the stops? Like, oh man, he really pulled out all the stops. That's what this means, pulling out all the stops. That's where it came from, church organs.
No.
It did. History books. So, while you're jamming along to this backing track, experiment with it rhythmically, and then experiment with it as a soloing instrument, or a solo tool, I guess. And then also experiment with it like you are just kind of adding, I mean, you can hear a little bit of an organ in it right now. Experiment with it as though you're adding in just kind of this subliminal little color. You know?
That's pretty cool. So, hold on, I got this. Sarvatma is asking where to begin for playing reggae on the piano. So basically, kind of this progression.
Yeah, I'll leave this on. It's kind of cool.
If we were at this Roland over here, I think we could kind of practice the same thing. I think like a standard piano doesn't really lend itself super well to a reggae.
Well,
sound.
You definitely could work on these rhythms. The thing with yeah, there's a few things about the organ that make it a specific, that give it sort of a specific characteristic and a specific role in an arrangement of a reggae song, I guess.
Okay.
I think of it as, again, because you can modify the sound of an organ after you play the note, right? You can do stuff like this.
Right.
You can change the Leslie kind of tremolo effect. These are all things that you can't do on a piano. Once you hit those keys, you're basically done with it, right? So if you want to experiment with this on, a piano, you can try just working super rhythmically.
Okay.
Or you can try, you know, making a cool little melody or something on it. Like maybe that's where the pentatonic.
The pentatonics would still be fun. I mean, it gives you a good opportunity to practice like staccato playing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. Use foot pedals on organ. Yeah, we don't have any foot pedals.
We don't have any foot pedals.
Jordan, where are they?
Yeah, no pedals.
If we had them, it would be cool.
Yeah,
I think the one in my
awesome.
grandparents' basement had foot pedals.
Pedals. Yeah.
So fun.
Pedals are, that's like a whole other thing. Honestly, I need some lessons on pedals.
We should go find some lessons on pedals. We should install a church organ in here.
That's not
With
a
the
bad
pipes.
idea. Yeah, the pipes.
Did you know Bach was an expert organist?
You don't know that.
Yeah, it's a true fact. That's what he did. He tuned organs.
An
and set them
expert
up.
organist?
Yeah, he was the best. He was like, that was his thing.
Oh.
Organs. He was known for his skills. That's a real diversion from reggae.
Well, hey, it all comes from the same source.
It all comes from the same source because reggae kind of came out of.
She's on dictionary.com
I am.
right now.
I'm really fascinated. It came out of ska and other variations on calypso and rhythm and blues.
There you go.
So that's pretty cool. And then Bob Marley brought in the whole Rastafarian idealism into the lyrical content.
Okay.
So it became kind of like the music of the freedom fighters, I guess. Kind of the, like the whole
Yeah.
peace.
Cool.
Peace. I love it.
Yeah.
Redemption Song is my favorite.
Yeah.
The song, but Jordan wouldn't learn it for me today.
I was
pretty mean about it, actually.
I learned Three Little Birds. I Shot the Sheriff.
Hammond Roland. I shot the sheriff.
There you go. So you can do it on
But
this.
I didn't shoot the deputy. Did you like that singing?
I did.
That was just for you. Oh, here we go. Would you say in a band context, should the keys follow the bassist or the guitar player?
That's a really great question. Typically, I think the
bassist. Did I win?
No, I was going to say guitar player.
Okay, tell me your reasons.
In this context,
darn it.
in this context, I think following the guitar player, I guess the real answer is both.
That's because I'm right and you like, okay.
All right.
No, I see, because the rhythm provided by that, like...
By the guitar.
That makes sense. I just find that when I've played in bands, it's usually the bass. The bass player's usually been the most...
You're totally right.
Yeah, otherwise I'm so lost.
You're totally right. In most contexts, the bass is obviously what's dictating the chord movements, right? So for instance, it's a great exercise if you hear a song for the first time and you don't know, you have no idea, you're totally cold on it. You don't know what key it's in, you don't know what the chords are. Just if you listen to the bass line, that's the best first option to listen for, because that gives you, at least when the chords move.
It tells you when things move.
Yeah, and it usually tells you, typically the bass line is going to be playing with the root notes, so the bottom notes of the chords, and then you can sort of experiment, like, okay, so we have this A note. And then you can sort of decide, oh, is it going to be an A minor? Is it going to be an A major?
You can pick it from there.
It's not going to be an F because it's the root note, so it's going to be an A minor or major. It helps you whittle things down
to kind of where you want
to
go. My dad used to play Yes music and make me just listen. He's like, okay, we're listening to Yes now. Only listen to the bass.
Because he really liked Chris Squire.
Yeah, he's the weird dude. It's interesting.
Chris Squire was a great bassist.
Yes, but learning to pick that out was super helpful. Okay, Barry Brown, where are you from? Back in the early 50s, we only play one chord at a time, aka one drop, with a drum and a bass guitar.
Cool.
Okay, Barry, are you a musician?
So totally.
Tell us about yourself, please.
Totally.
I'm fascinated right now.
Yeah, like kind of taking that one chord and exploring it from every single angle, and then using it as a rhythmic thing. And you can certainly go a long way with just kind of vibing on one chord.
I think so.
Even earlier on, we were playing with that other keyboard over there. It was like just kind of experimenting with the texture of one chord. One chord
and how it feels like. Yeah. Sarvatna, I think that there's a really awesome like modern reggae scene. So go on the Google.
Oh man.
Look up reggae and just dive in. Oh my gosh, there's so much.
There was an incredible reggae video that I saw a few months ago.
And you forgot, didn't you?
I did forget.
Yeah.
But I'll find it, and I'll share it in our Pianote forums.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's so cool. No keys, but it doesn't matter. It's still very, very valuable musical experience to partake in it. Nice.
I'm just feeling like I just feeling this reggae.
Yeah. Well, this is a long backing track. This is like a 15-minute, so you can, and you know, there's so many backing tracks. You can find them on YouTube or whatever. Like I just pulled this off the internet. It's super easy to use backing tracks as a resource for.
I think a lot of like even GarageBand probably has some reggae loops.
Mm-hmm.
Mark suggested that we have to hear some Whiter Shade of Pale on the organ, which
is
hilarious.
Go for it?
Well, we can save it for the Whiter Shade of Pale lesson if we wanted to.
Nope.
That's not reggae at all. I do love Whiter Shade of Pale, and I do love the sound of it on the organ. So cool. I can play the intro.
Okay.
I can play how it sounds.
Do you want to...
It's so weird not having pedals. I just feel like...
kind of barren.
Yeah, it's not good. Are you going to be my effects person?
Yeah, I'll try.
Oh, I messed up.
You got it.
I got this.
That's better.
I messed that up too. What's happening? Never played an organ before,
right?
So I don't have that I'm not carrying it with the left hand. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty?
beautiful.
I did it.
Yeah.
I'm going to practice that a little bit.
Well, we're going to do a lesson on whiter shade of pale. It's actually coming up next month.
Yeah, it's actually really, really soon. So we're going to take whiter shade of pale. We're going to deconstruct it. I think, can we keep this here for a little? Can this be here like sometimes?
Yeah.
Can you bring it back?
I'll leave it.
No, you don't have to leave it. You just bring it back.
No, I'm going to leave it.
I like to do whiter shade of pale in 2 parts.
Piano and organ?
Yeah. Don't you think so?
Yeah, no.
Mark, we're totally doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. I'll play on piano, you play on the organ, and you sing it.
It'll be so fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we're definitely doing whiter shade of pale. If there's any more questions about reggae, let us know. And if not, I suppose you try out that track, because that track is the bomb.
It's so fun.
Yeah, and then if you're a member of Piano, leave a jam video or something in the forums, and we'll check it out, and we will.
Barry says we're his favorite.
Ah, thanks.
And he's from the land of reggae.
Oh, awesome! Hey, that's cool.
Oh, that is so cool. And he plays the keys.
Sweet.
Barry, send us some vids or musical clips of your stuff, because that would be super cool. What are the rules to soloing on that reggae beat in terms of chord changes? We kind of talked about that a little bit, because like we were playing the pentatonic scale.
Playing the pentatonic scale.
But we didn't have to change it.
We didn't have to change it. So
that's a good question, Andrew.
That is, yeah. So the only chord that sort of has a bit of a different vibe for soloing over in a 1-4-5 progression is the 5 chord. So if I just look at like, here, I'll boot this bad boy up again.
Oh, here we go.
So.
Ooh, the sassy notes!
So here's the 5 chord. How do I explain this?
Yeah, how do you explain this? Because it always seems to work. Is it because there's so many crossover notes between these chords? Like they're so similar?
Yeah. Well, the mentality, I guess, when you get to that 5 chord, the progression is about to turn around.
Okay.
So it's not so much about what notes you can use or can't use, it's how you want to build your little solo, so you're kind of like having a moment where you're like, this is what I'm saying. So it's like a statement part, right?
It's a statement.
Yeah, I think it's kind of here. Yeah, so here's the 5 chord, 4, and then you want to kind of like land back home. So that's why you'd land back on the A or something, right?
And in terms of how that relates to the beat, I feel like once you're in this and you've kind of like, I don't know, I'm a tapper. I have terrible rhythm. So if I'm tapping my foot and I can play the kind of the chord, doot, 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 you're gonna naturally feel when to do the things.
Yeah.
And when you're soloing, I feel like the rules are much bendier.
Yeah, it's totally true. They are more expressive rather than like hard and fast rules.
What about the sassy blue note? Is that a major or a minor chord?
The sassy blue note. So these are all minor chords in the progression.
What is the chord?
I don't know what you're trying to
When you did the walk down, the turnaround, what was that? Oh, this one.
Yeah, so.
E flat minor?
E flat minor. So it's just, oh, it's kind of distracting now.
It's distracting you?
Yeah.
Am I distracting you?
No, it's not you, it's this. So the E flat minor, so again, all I'm taking for that 5 chord to go down to the 4, I'm just going, so I'm just going E minor, and then I'm just taking this whole same shape and just moving it down a semitone to play my E flat minor, and then landing on my D minor, and then that'll get me back to my 1. So yeah, this whole progression in this jam is just minor chords.
It's minor. Isn't
Minor
that
all the way
interesting?
down.
Because normally we would kind of say that minor is sad.
Yeah.
But I don't feel sad when I listen to reggae.
No, it's true.
What? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Because it's from the land of sunshine.
That's true.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That'll
a
do
true
it.
story. Sunshine will make you happy,
Yeah.
even in minor chords.
It's true. It's finally sunny here, and I'm not in here. But
Can we have some reggae food today?
yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Okay. All right. Well, this was so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about it.
I am
Okay.
too.
So if you're a member, we're taking an incredible change of directions for our next lesson today.
Oh yeah.
Because we're going to do like the creepiest sounds you've ever heard. lesson. We're doing like really scary sounds on the piano.
We're doing scary sounds.
What
on
the
piano.
heck?
I don't know. Maybe we had to do something.
We have to. Okay, so we're doing that, and
Yeah.
then we're doing, as promised, Whiter Shade of Pale's happening in May, which is my birth month.
It's
so
mine
it's like
too.
my birthday song. Oh yeah, Taurus unite.
Gemini.
Ah,
Did that disappoint you?
kind of.
Oh wow.
But I like saying Gemini, so
We'll
it's
talk.
okay.
Yeah, I like Gemini. Gemini is pretty great. I'm also around the cusp.
All right, so you have the best of both worlds.
I feel like it.
You can always find your way back to the beat by listening to the 3-beat from the drummer. If you ever, that's a good piece of advice. Good job.
call. Yeah.
Anyways, there's so many things I'm excited about. So to recap, like the most succinctly,
Yeah.
if you're not a member, definitely come join us at pianote.com.
Please do.
Because this is just a tiny taste of the fun, education, and shenanigans.
The tiniest taste.
Okay. All right. Have a great. Oh, it's Friday.
Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
All right. We'll see you later.
See you.
Bye bye.